play or change, My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity to choose perfect peace, and I'll forever and always be here, present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped. Even when the tide and the currents start to shift, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present moment. The balance between problem solving and the universe working itself out. All that I have is all that I need, but to actualize it I can't doubt, no doubt. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity. I choose peace, and I'll forever and always be present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped. Even when the tide and the currents start to shift, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present moment. I honor God when I honor me. I honor God when I honor you. You honor God when you honor me. If you don't honor God, how could you honor me? Honor me. Here I find myself again, time traveling only in my head. From the past to future play or change, My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity to choose perfect peace, and I'll forever and always be here, present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped. Even when the tide and the currents start to shift, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present moment. The balance between problem solving and the universe working itself out. All that I have is all that I need, but to actualize it I can't doubt, no doubt. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity. I choose peace, and I'll forever and always be present. true. You actually think of me as less than you. Just wish that I knew how something like that could happen. Maybe it's just in passing, 'cause nothing is everlasting, no. But like really though, how do you know that I can overcome all of the obstacles? She just looked me in the eyes, said it's gonna be alright, 'cause I know that's how it goes. The only thing we know is that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever. Forever. No, I won't, 'cause no one ever does. You just have to learn to trust whenever. Whenever. As blue as the sky above you. It's true that it won't end this way. If you lose and get sad about it, just know it's gonna go away. It doesn't make sense that somebody else got all of the praise when you did the same thing. It doesn't feel real when they all say it's the same rules when you play, when you know that's not the case. The only thing we know is that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever. No, it won't, 'cause no one ever does. You just have to learn to trust whenever. As blue as the sky above you. It's true that it won't end this way. If you lose and get sad about it, just know it's gonna go away. As blue as the sky above you. It's true that it won't end this way. If you lose and get sad about it, just know it's gonna go away.
Good afternoon. Well, early afternoon somewhere. It's afternoon somewhere in the world, right? But here in Atlanta, here on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time Zone, here in the United States, it is still morning, approaching the afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's a great day for transformation, isn't it? I think it is, don't you? It's a great day for transformation. So glad that you joined us again here for another Transform Your Life stream. Transform Your Life stream where we are excited to continue. We're excited to continue our 13-week Magnanimous Manifestation series. The 13-week Magnanimous Manifestation series. This is a special one. They all are. But this one is going to give you that substance that you need to really start goal setting. to begin to the visualization, to writing it down, making it plain. This week we're talking about notating or notation. And so make sure you get your pen and pad, tune in. If you haven't already, like and share the stream. If you haven't subscribed, whether you're live or listening to the replay, if you haven't subscribed to the One Transformation Center Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram page, please do so. We got wonderful things that are coming up here very shortly. So I want you to keep you engaged, that you stay on top of what's happening. It's all beneficial for your life. That's what we do here. Here at One Transformation Center, or One Ncredible Experience Transformation Center, we're setting you up to win. We're setting you up to be successful. We're setting you up to align with your best and highest self. You know, our mantra here is that we're celebrating humanity. We're celebrating humanity through transformation by inspiring, motivating, and healing lives and relationships. And we're grateful that you have thought highly enough to join us, to allow us to support you on your journey to being the best and highest version of yourself, to truly being an extension and reflection of the Master Creator, truly allowing yourself to experience heaven on earth. It is possible. It was foretold to us. If you don't believe me, there's a prayer that you recite very frequently. If not frequently, you know it very well, called the Lord's Prayer. And in the first stanza of that, it tells us so. It tells us that God is creating heaven on earth. So we just have to believe and buy into it and trust God in that space, that regardless of what's happening around us, the distraction, the illusions that are occurring that seem to be real, that false evidence appearing real, that is not the truth. It's not facts. It's not a true reality. It's a temporary one that we can release at any given time by truly tuning in and tapping in to God's will for our life. But here at the Transformation Center, we are here to help you to be able to move beyond the illusions in a very tangible way, utilizing the very things that you create to create those temporary illusions, to facilitate those temporary illusions. We're assisting you in that space. We're assisting you in that space in a real way. So stay tuned, tune in, tap into us, follow us, so that you can get the necessary understanding and truly take back control of your life, of your experiences. This is your moment. This is your moment. So, as I stated, we're going to be focusing on the 13 weeks series of Magnanimous Manifestation. The last 2 weeks have been, the first week was about mindfulness, being more mindful. If you missed that, you can always go back to the YouTube channel or on the Facebook page, One Transformation Center, and re-engage, reconnect with that message. Take your time with it. Get out of it what it is that you need so that you can continue to grow and become the best version of yourself. Man, I'm telling you, it's not that difficult. We make it harder than what it really is. If we can just follow the steps, we can achieve the outcomes that we desire. We can align with the very things that also desire us. Now, week 2 was about being attuned, attunement. Make sure you check that one out as well. It is necessary, essential that you be in alignment or in attune with the things, with God's will, with the vision for your life, with what you agreed to, what you signed on to before you moved into this physical existence. Many of us are asking the question of, what is my purpose? Well, your purpose is in that contract. So it's essential for you to get still and begin to ask what is in that contract. So before we go any further, I just want to revisit the message of this morning, which is in alignment with that. How do we do that? How do we reconnect with that space? So the reading is going to come from, let me bring it up right quick. A Course in Miracles, lesson 71. And it says, lesson 71 says, oh, let me bring this one down first and bring this one up. 71 says, only God's plan for salvation will work. Now, we're not speaking from this esoteric space, right? I need you to understand that. We're not speaking from an esoteric space. We're speaking simply by moving beyond our egos and connecting with the plan, the purpose that we really desire to align with. You know, how can you understand your purpose if you aren't willing to go back to the source of where purpose was derived from, where you received your marching papers from? That indication, that idea, that understanding of why you came into this existence, this physical existence at this particular time. Why did you do that? Why did you choose? Why did you make that agreement to show up and to be present in this moment, in this space, in this time? And so you have to go back to your source. And who is your source? What is your source? And so we have to know what the source's plan is in order for us to be in alignment so that we can begin to truly see it work on a consistent basis. And so that brings us to the next one. That was part of the reading this morning. And you can always go back and listen to it. It's also on the channel. Today's morning manifestation, it was in that. And I'm also going to do a little something special for you guys going forward. I'm going to clip out these readings and post them up for you. I'm also going to clip out the Oath of Manifestation so it's available for you to read, to join and align with it, and so that you have an accountability partner with you throughout the day, even if you don't have anyone else in your circle that can stand with you. I will be there with you. So it also says, and it goes on to say that what would you have? What would you have me do? These are the questions that we need to ask and get an understanding on in order for us to truly be able to get the understanding of our purpose. We have to be humble enough and willing enough to ask these questions and be still enough to listen. We have this indication to speak much more than we listen. However, the question I have for you is, how many ears do you have versus your mouth? And I'm sure we all will agree, in most cases, unless something's happened, whether it was a birth defect or an accident, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means it is important for you to hear more than it is to listen. Now, I know some people are pushing back and saying, well, maybe someone was born deaf. They were born deaf, so they can't hear audible sounds. Well, I understand that, but your hearing does not come from outside of you. The hearing comes within you. The hearing is what you download from within, from your internal self, from where your soul lies. And so in order for you to hear that, you must get still and quiet and allow yourself to be present. And the way you set that transaction up is simply by asking these questions. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? Again, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? Now, in full transparency, I was having some difficulties crafting today's lesson. And I could have went all over the place, and I'm smart enough and resourceful enough to put together something. However, it is my true and sincere desire to be in alignment, to be on purpose, to be that which I've been called to be. And so I set myself up and began to get still and quiet and to ask those questions. And you will see shortly the answers that were derived from that. And not only those, but other things that came from it, other programs and offerings that will be soon available for you that can support you on the realization of the life that you desire versus the one you are experiencing. So stay tuned for that as well. Another great reason why you need to tune in, tap into our social media outlets on Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Here, check out the stories and all that good stuff. And simply wait for those programs to come out on One Transformation Center. One Transformation Center. All right. And so, what would you have me to do? There's a key indicating question. Somebody asked me, I did a talk on Friday evening. I went and spoke to some leaders of an organization, and they had some aspirations and gave me a series of topics that they wanted me to speak about. And one of the things that I challenged them on, well, one of the questions that was posed to me is, how do I know if something is of my own conjuring or ego based, or if it's God inspired? I'm gonna say that question again. Someone asked me the question, how do I know if something is of my own conjuring, ego based, or God inspired? Well, the answer to that is these three questions. Did you say, what would you have me to do? And be still and listen very carefully. Where would you have me to go? What would you have me to say, and to whom? And to be an active listener. Some of us have difficulties being an active listener. Yet today we can change that. All right. So now that brings me into the space of today's message. And I really want us to be able to grasp it. So the first thing I want to do is just offer up a prayer of gratitude for the message. Join me. Father, Mother God, creator of all things, heaven and earth, guardian angels, all that work together for our best and highest good, we stand with you and say thank you. Thank you for this word that you're bringing forward, and the opportunity to hear this word and to receive this word. We ask that our hearts and our minds are clear, and that we become ancient learners, that we become studious as a child. God, we ask that you help us to be able to understand this word, understand this message, and to begin to apply it to our lives in a way that we never had before, so that we can be in true alignment and utilize the resources and the means that you've given us, the gifts that you've given us, to go out and be a shining example, a bright light of who you are in us, as us, through us, and for us. We give thanks for this message and the messenger. We give thanks for the means that that we are receiving this message. And we ask that you continue to bless it tremendously, 100-fold. We ask that you continue to bless us indeed. And we give thanks for the blessings that we have already received and those that we are ready to give. And we give thanks for the expansion of our territory that is existing in this very moment. We thank you for it all. And so it is. Amen. Amen, and Ashe. All right. So here we go. Let's go into today's lesson. Don't forget to like the stream as you're coming into the room as well. We greatly appreciate that. It helps with the algorithms, helps more people be able to witness, to participate on what we're doing and who we are. So today's message again comes from, I'm trying to bring another camera in. That's not what I want to do. Today's message comes from, is the week 3 of the manifestation series, of the Magnanimous Manifestation series. It's a 13-week series that has been inspired in me. And we're creating this space for you to, let me take that back. 13-week series. This is week 3. And in week 3, we're focusing on notation or notate. But before we go any further, allow me to be able to help you understand the definition of magnanimous. We understand what manifestation is, and what we're doing is breaking down each letter in the word of manifestation so that we can have a strong foundation of how to manifest on a continuous basis. Many of us are great manifestors. And we do it periodically. However, I'm sure many of us desire to do it on a regular basis. And others desire to know how to do that and to be able to realize, instead of just being a part of the flow or trying to force things to move, that we become the flow. that we become the river, that we become the access point so that we can realize everything that the Creator has for us. All the blessings, all the miracles, all the opportunities that are sitting there waiting for our arrival. So let's break down the definition of magnanimous. The definition of magnanimous is showing or suggesting a lofty and courageous spirit, showing or suggesting nobility of feeling and generosity of mind. This derives from the Latin root word magnus, which means great, and animus, which means soul. You put the words together as great soul. So, what we're doing here with this series is supporting you to manifest from a space of a great soul. Soulful manifestation is what we're helping, we're advocating for. Because you can advocate out the thin air, you can advocate from a space of, 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 of just thought, right? We do it every single day. We do it. We don't realize we're doing it, but we do it every single day. We manifest, whether we're thinking about something that we feel that will not happen, worry, or concern, we're contributing, we're manifesting more of that. We're manifesting more of that into our space, into our realities. But we have to understand is that doesn't have to be our realities. We can be more intentional. We can be more on purpose, but it's a decision. It's an absolute decision. Okay. When I was doing radio back in the day, I used to have this saying. It said, if knowledge is power, ignorance is no longer bliss. It's a decision. Again, my mantra was, if knowledge is power, ignorance is no longer bliss. It's a decision. And we're here each and every Sunday and throughout the week to help you to make better decisions, greater decisions, decisions that benefit you, that work for your good, instead of benefits that are work or decisions that are working against you. If you take a moment and sit down and realize the decisions that you made throughout the day, I guarantee you have made more that have brought you harm than it brought you good. So back to what we were saying here. Now, with the magnanimous, we're going to create from a noble space. Okay. So now, like I said, week 3 is about notate. Notate. The definition of notate is to write it down and make it plain. The creation of a written and or visual plan. The creation of a written and or visual plan. Now, we're going to break down the written plans. Let's begin there. There are several types of written plans. You have your visual statements, your vision statements, because we all need a vision. No matter what capacity of life we're operating in, we all need a vision. It is essential, or we're moving and flying by the seat of our pants. How are you going to be able to position yourself to be able to manifest the life that you desire as far as a career? Financially, how are you going to create that space? How are you going to operate in that space? Once you manifest it, how are you going to operate in that space? How are you going to maintain it? How are you going to grow it? Okay, a purpose statement is much the same. What is your purpose? We'll talk about that in a moment. A life plan. Everybody needs a life plan. Everybody needs a life plan. Yet we do not have them, so we're trying to figure it out as we go. Many times I hear, especially as a parent, it is said that we don't there's not a manual out there on parenting. We're figuring out as we go. But here's the thing: we can create the manual ourselves. We can create the manual by saying what type of parent we desire to be, what type of life we desire to live, and all the different facets. And we're going to get more into that when we get to the portion concerning a life plan. Then we go into the goal setting. The goal setting. We're going to learn how to set goals, viable goals, and what the attributes of doing so is. All right. Now, what is a vision statement? A vision statement is a written declaration clarifying the research for your vision. What is your why? That's what it is. Why are you here? Why do you desire to achieve these objectives? Why do you desire to have these goals? What's your why? The reason that is important is whenever you get off kilter Whenever you're feeling some kind of way, whenever you're feeling like you're being knocked down, you can always go back to your why. Your why will recenter you. When you feel like you've been denied for an opportunity, your why will recenter you. When you feel like that relationship that you thought was long term is only temporary, your why will recenter you. So you must have a why or a vision for every area of your life so that you can establish a why to help you to be centered and balanced. So you're not operating on this pendulum swing that takes you from one extreme to the other. Next, what is a purpose statement? A purpose statement is a declaration, a declarative sentence which summarizes the vision and the reasoning for its existence. It's a declarative sentence which summarizes the vision and the reasoning for its existence. Again, you want to know why. So let's expound on your why. Let's expound on your why so that when you go back to this purpose, like, what's my purpose? We're asking that question because we haven't declared our purpose, because we haven't become still enough to get understanding of what our purpose is. And so then all the areas of our life are revolving around this empty space where the purpose is supposed to sit. And it has nothing to keep it grounded, nothing to keep it in a revolving manner. It just all over the places, in and out and up and down, instead of just revolving in a circular manner around your purpose. Begin to write your purpose statement, which will allow you to be able to show up, to be able to be consistent and not get dismantled or to get distraught when things aren't always going as planned. Okay. For us here at One Transformation Center, our purpose is to inspire, motivate, and heal lives and relationships across the globe, to provide you with the tools and the ammunition to be able to live your best life now. That's our purpose. That's our purpose. So we're going to create around that space. And that's another thing about vision and purpose. Vision and purpose gives you the ability to create from that space. So you're just not just throwing rocks out there or shooting bullets hoping to hit something. You are intentional. Your purpose and your vision allows you to be intentional in your creating and intentional in your being and how you move in your different rollouts, so on and so forth. So make sure you have a purpose statement. Next thing is a life plan. Life plan. That's very important. Life plan is combined, has your purpose in it, has your vision in it at the same time. It also is a plan to help you to establish your life, help you to get an understanding of the areas, the plethora of areas in your life of how you want to show up so that you can realize healthy, viable experiences. Most marriages or relationships end because there was no plan. There was no plan. We're just going to fill it. We're going to fill it out as we go. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants. We're going to live. We've made so much reason. We gave so much meaning and relevance to being spontaneous because we do not have a plan. You can still have a sense of spontaneity with a plan. It's just a matter of you having the thing that grounds you, that you keeps you focused, that you can refer back to, that allows you to remember your why, allows you to remember your why and your purpose, the reasons of your existence, the reasons that you are involved in this experience, in this engagement. I like it when I have sessions with couples. I have one question I ask them is, why did you entertain? What attracted you to your partner in the beginning? The reason I ask this question is because many times we get so deep in the mud and deep in the weeds that we forget the things that attracted us. We forget the assets because while we're focusing so much on the liabilities. So this is the reason why it's important to focus on your life plan. When things get crazy, when things feel like they're out of alignment, you go back to your life plan to readjust it. Okay? All right, so there's six essential areas to a valuable life plan. And I'm going to have courses, workshops that will really help us to engage and dig deeper in this so that show you how to build a life plan and build one that's a viable life plan, something that is achievable and sustainable. So, life plan. When we look at this, we look at the career. First thing is the career. What do you What do I do in my life? Or what do you want to do in your life? Many of us have jobs, but we don't have careers. I'll say that again. Many of us have jobs, but we do not have a career. In fact, let me look at you when I say that. Many of us have jobs, often call them just over brokes, but we do not have a career. So you got to figure out, what is your career? What is it that you desire to do with your life? How do you desire to invest your gifts, your resources, your experience? How do you desire to experience, to exist, to invest that, whether it's in your own business or into someone else's? How can you be an asset versus a liability? Okay. Where do you want to live? That's something we ask ourselves that question, and we're just trying to fill it out, but get an understanding. Where do you want to live? What kind of climate do you desire to experience on a daily basis? What kind of people? What's the energy, the atmosphere? All those things are important. What do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a house or a condo? Do you want to rent or own? All these things are important in establishing your career. Okay, because now this is going to allow you to be able to ascertain how much can you physically purchase. And you need to purchase. We were never meant to be renters. We were never meant to be renters. We're never meant to be borrowers. We're meant to be owners and lenders. Having a viable career will support you in creating that. And you have to make this decision for yourself, not anyone else. Also, this will allow you to do a risk assessment. Everybody has dreams of what they think they can be, but yet, how do you achieve it? And if it's not something that you've created that's achievable, then you may have to go back to the drawing board to figure out something that will be of greater support. Next, what do you want to be known for in your profession? What do you want to be known for in your profession? Write that down. What areas of your work do you like? Write that down, because you want to spend more time on those areas. Or what areas do you dislike? Okay, you'll help you understand what your strengths are. Can you lead? Can you uh, give your strengths to the areas that you don't find the most favorable? Right? Can you be an asset in those areas as well? And how can you navigate from those areas so that you can solely function in the spaces and the types of work that you like? That's when contrast comes in. Contrast allows you to understand what it is that you like and what it is that you do not like. So make yourself available and utilize contrast to be your guide. Next question is, when do you want to retire? How long you want to work? What age you want to retire at? How are you going to set that up? What plans do you have in place? And that'll go into the finance side of it. So that brings us into the finance. How much money do you want to make? And you have to have a realistic observation. Because you can say, I want to make six figures. However, is your career choice providing you the option to make six figures? If not, you have to reattain. You have to reassess that, and then go back and figure, or maybe even reassess the fact whether you're going to decrease your desire as far as your wage concerns are, or are you going to go back to school and become educated in an area that you also can find some passion or like in, that you can willing to invest your time and energy in long term, so that you can realize the level of finances. I will tell you this though. Sometimes we can do that. We can go back to school and we can focus on the money, but then at the same time, it, what about our happiness? What about our relationships? What about our health, our use of time? So all those will have to be in consideration as well. How much money do you want to save for retirement? It's another viable question. And how are you going to save it? What mechanisms will you use to save your money and allow your money to begin to work for you instead of you working for your money? For vacations, how much money you want to save for vacations and other discretionary activities? These are very important. It's very important. to plan out a vacation. Give yourself a break, an opportunity to recharge, reassess, and to go in with a clear mind so that you can increase your level of productivity. Others are your discretionary activities. The things that just let you breathe. Whether it's sports, or whether it's going to games, or participating in the social clubs and activities outside of work, sharing time with your family, doing things that you all enjoy together. Maybe that's charity, whatever the case may be. Also for charity giving. Oh, here's a discretional activity: participating and supporting in other programs and activities of One Transformation Center. There you go. That's a discretional activity. You got to make sure you have your money set aside for you to be able to participate and support. For charitable giving, how are you putting your 10% to the side, or whatever it is you decide to put to the side for the organizations that you desire to support, that you have passion in? You got to put that money to the side as well. Okay. Then we're going to move into relationships. Relationships, you need a plan. And this includes your professional, your community, and your personal relationships, whether with your family, whether with a life partner, or someone who you decided to join your journey, a spouse, who potential spouse. You're in a dating scene. What do you desire to experience as far as dating? Now I'll give you a hint in this space. I want you to take this into consideration when you're building your plan for relationships. The people that you're experiencing along your journey are merely an extension of you. So they're giving you an opportunity to really narrow down what's best for you. And then you also want to ask yourself, is 80-20, 70-30, 60-40 really, or 50-50 really something you want? Or is it that you really desire to have an enhanced relationship? And how does that manifest? How can I position myself to receive these type of relationships, whether professionally, community-based, as well as personal relationships? Next is health. Health. We have to develop health plans that have attainable and establish a routine exercise program and set priorities and develop a realistic plan to allow us to enjoy as many activities as possible. We need to do regular checkups, dental, medical. We need to do visual, hearing, regular checkups, make sure that we're in top optimum health. That way we have the strength and the energy and the ability to really position ourselves to realize the other areas in our life plan. Legacy. Legacy is the sixth item. Establish a vision of your life and choose those things that you want to be known for. What do you want to be known for? When, if you go to the cemetery, there's those two dates. And between those two dates is a dash. The dash is their legacy. What is your dash going to be? Decide on your priorities and its achievements from those priorities that will establish your legacy. Okay. Next, the attributes of goal setting. The attributes of goal setting. SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Time-bound. You want specific goals. Don't make them too big that they're unattainable. Your vision can be large, but your goals must be obtainable. Okay, because you want to be able to stay productive. You want to be able to stay connected. You need to be able to check things off so that you can feel like you've accomplished things every step of the way. So make them very specific. Then make them measurable. How are you going to measure your goals and the benefits of your goals and the benchmarks of the established and how they have benefited you thus far? They have to be measurable. As I already stated, achievable. Make achievable goals. Do not make them too lofty. Give them something that you can break down into pieces, into nuggets that you can achieve, and you can see the productivity. Okay? Make them relevant to your plan. Don't make them obscure and separate. No, keep focus. Make sure it's very focused and then time bound. Put a period of time, attach the period of time to that goal so that you can ensure that you are intentional. that you are focused on achieving it, not later, but now. All right. Next type of notating is vision board. Vision board is very important for those of us that are visual. A vision board is a physical collection of items such as pictures, magazine clippings, words, and quotes that visually affirm your goals and dreams. Vision boards work because what you focus on expands. What you give your attention to becomes your reality. What you give your attention, what you give your attention to becomes reality. So make sure you focus. Make sure you focus. Vision board, 10 attributes of a vision board. You ready? Number one, it's a great visualization tool. A great tool to use as part of your visualization practice. You are encouraged to connect with it daily as a part of your practice and to help reinforce what you are trying to achieve. Two, get clear on your goals. A vision board is a helpful tool that can help you to get clear on what goals you want to achieve in your life. Three, helps you to grow. Vision boards can be updated as many times as you like. Our goals often change, and we can update them once we have achieved a goal too. It can also be a great place to look at where you come from. It's a great place to look at where you come from, what goals you have already achieved, and remind you of your growth along the journey. Four, to get motivated. Especially for those of us who are visually stimulated, a vision board is a great place to get motivated as you work towards achieving your goal and future vision. Fifth, shift your mindset. Reflecting on your visual vision is a great way to lift your mood and shift into a positive mindset. Think about how each visual representation makes you feel, how important it is to you to achieve it, and how you feel and how you'll feel in the future. It's great. A vision board is great to shift your mindset. I have a private jet on my vision board. I've been close to it once, and I will achieve it this time. But you have to put it up there. Expand your vision. Expand the opportunity for you to have experiences. We get so stuck in our boxes that we don't realize that we can have more. We can experience more. All right. Number 6, be intentional. This helps you to focus on a goal and set out clear steps of what you want to achieve, as well as prioritize the most important goals. Number 7, feel happy. Doing something creative and fun can give you a huge positive mood boost. Doing something positive, creative, and fun can give you a huge positive mood boost. We don't understand the power of fun. It can shift you immediately when you do something that makes you laugh, that makes you dance, that makes you play. It can really shift your reality, take you out of a dark space quickly. But you have to allow yourself to have those experiences. 8, connect to areas of your life. Not limited to just work or career related goals, you can create individual vision boards for all aspects of your life, whether it's fitness, relationship, health, finances, whatever the case may be. You can connect to each vision in a more in-depth manner when you create multiple boards. 9, improves chances of success. Improves chances of success. Achieving your goals requires determination and focus. A vision board helps you to become clear on your vision and remain focused and succeed. And lastly, number 10, increase productivity. We all feel stagnant or lethargic, lack the energy to complete the goal. Revisiting and connecting to your goals can increase productivity and reduce and reduce procrastination and inspire you to get going. Those are the 10 attributes of a vision board. The next type of notating or notation is journal writing. Journal writing. There's 3 types of journals that I want to focus on today. You have a bullet journal, which is a great method to use for personal organization, tracking progress. Use this journal to make to-do lists, brainstorm about projects, and record goals. And there's something on this list that I haven't mentioned, vision mapping. I wanted to mention that vision mapping. When you can map out your vision, it's amazing. And I can go deeper. We'll go deeper into that when we do the individual sessions, when we do the workshops. But this is just a general overview today. The next one is the 5 W's journal. The 5 W's: when, where, why. When, where, no, who, what, when, where, and why. The 5 W's. When you're learning new information or trying to understand a real life situation, it can be helpful to break the information down by the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why. This can help you to organize the information and even commit it to memory. And lastly, gratitude journal. Life can be stressful at times. When you're feeling overwhelmed, it's good to remember what you are grateful for. Right? That's journal writing. Now let's talk about the attributes of journal writing. Let's talk about the attributes of journal writing. Journal writing improves mental health by getting your thoughts down on paper. You can gain a deeper understanding of the causes of your own internal conflicts when you also explore the external challenges you're facing. This can really free you. So many times we carry stuff around. We carry it inside of us, carry it on our shoulders. When we can just simply journal write, and that will allow us to be able to release it and put it in a space that we don't have to carry it, and allow us to be able to see beyond our circumstances and situations in a way that can create solutions. So it definitely can improve mental health. Next, it encourages self-confidence. It assists with keeping your thoughts and schedule organized, hereby reducing anxiety, also fostering better time management and productivity checklists. Next, it heightens emotional intelligence. Oh, this is a big one. We live in a society that lacks emotional intelligence. So in order for us to improve our emotional intelligence, it's good to do journal writing. And this is the process of jotting down your thoughts honestly and non-judgmentally, allowing for self-discovery. As you become more self-aware, you develop a greater understanding of your reactions, strengths, and weaknesses, as well as what environments help you to thrive. Next is goal achievement. Goal achievement. We talked about this earlier with the SMART goals. The SMART goals, as specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bounding goals. It's the physical act of writing down a goal can make it feel more real and motivate you to achieve it. You put it up somewhere, you look at it, and you work towards it just by reminding yourself that that goal is there for you and you have yet to achieve it. And also, journal writing inspires creativity. If you're the type of person who constantly has ideas coming to them, like me, a journal is a great place to jot those ideas down quickly so that you don't forget them. You may not need them in that moment. It may not be relevant for that moment. But if you write it down, you can always come back to it and tie all the pieces together. Okay? We just did journal bull, did that one. All right, so another type of notating. Another type of notating is doodling. Doodling is so important, and people don't understand how important this is. Sometimes we're talking to people and they have a pencil and piece of paper and they're just going away doodling. Sometimes that is the thing that allows them to be able to receive what you're saying better. Doodling is the act of creating drawings in an unconscious or unfocused manner. It consists of a repeated pattern of designs familiar to the doodler. Okay. Now, Here's the attributes of doodling. It improves your focus. It helps you to be more present, aware, and more observant of what's going on around you or a specific task. Some people have to doodle in order to avoid drifting off into that white space and piddling, drifting off into that white space and piddling. So it's important that they doodle. So whenever somebody's doodling around you, understand that that's how they help. That's helping them to pay more attention, to be more focused, to be more present, to be more aware and observant to what's going on in that conversation and what's going on around them. The next attribute is improved short-term memory. Improved short-term memory. Aid the recall of conversations. This will aid the recall of conversations. By doodling, they can help them recall. It says that those who doodle are able to recall more of a conversation than those who do not. I need to start doodling more because I can recall conversations very well. I like to equate myself to an elephant, the brain of an elephant. It's my favorite animal, by the way. And the last attribute of doodling is the reduction of stress. Reduction of stress levels. It's used as a form of art therapy to help reduce the stress levels. Okay? That's it and that's the last slide for notation or notate, which is week 3 of our 13-week series of Magnanimous Manifestation. I hope that there's something that you gain out of there, something that you could take with you that will support you on your continued journey. You know, I'm grateful that we had you. If there's any questions, I'm always grateful to answer them. Just leave them down and leave them in the comment box, whether you're live or in person. Leave them there and I will come back and answer them for you. Or you can also reach us at One Transformation Center on Facebook and ask the questions as well. Or you can ask me on Twitter. You haven't established a page for Transformation yet. Established a page. Meet me at Samuel Crumby Jr. Also known as M.A.N.I.F.E.S.T.A.T.I.O.N. Samuel Crumby Jr. gave you my government name. Crumby Jr. at Twitter, and I'll answer those questions. Follow up with you. Just put a hashtag One Transformation Center or hashtag Transform My Life, and I get to those questions. Making a priority to get to those questions. All right. So that concludes us. That brings us to the space. Please take a time to make a moment to subscribe to the One Transformation Center YouTube page. We thank you in advance, as well as the Facebook page and the Instagram page. For those who didn't know and who want to know going forward, the acronym of manifestation is mindfulness, attune, notate, initiate, fortify, execute, sanitize, transform, affirm, transcend, ignite, oath, no limits. So we've already done the mindfulness and the attune. This week we notate. So next week it's going to be about initiate. So I hope that you come back and join us. We are grateful to be present with us. And I hope that you found value in what we have to offer. And if you did find value, we greatly appreciate you contributing to what we do here at One Transformation Center. We appreciate you taking a moment and just going over to the website. What's the website's name? I forgot it that fast. Givelify, that's what it is. Givelify, Gilvelfy. Givelify, and make a donation. Just query One Transformation Center, make a donation to us to help us move this process forward and to be able to be a greater support to you. We're looking at creating and opening a space that we can have in-person classes and in-person activities and celebrations, and we greatly appreciate your support in that space, as we're here to support you. We're here for you, man. We are here for you. We're here for God. We're here for you. Because you are an extension and reflection of God. All right. So you can also Cash App me as well if you like, at Cash App Samuel Crumby Jr. And we're grateful for anything that you contribute to us in advance. So if there's no further ado, there's no other questions, we give thanks for you being here. And we just hope that you continue to be the change you desire to see. Be the change you desire to see. Until next time, be great.